Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, Rise of the Ninja Turtles movie is dropping on Netflix, so I decided to review all of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies leading up to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. And I'm so excited to do this. This is one of those series I wanted to do for a while. I'm kind of holding off on some of the other reviews that I need to finish on doing, like obviously I'm going to get around to things like Lightyear and obviously I haven't finished my X-Men stuff, but I want to do Ninja Turtles and the fact that Rise of Ninja Turtles, the movie's dropped on Netflix, I thought that this would be a great idea to review the original trilogy, TMNT 2007, Turtles Forever, which I thought would be a great idea because that kind of deals with the whole multiversal Turtles thing, which we'll get into when we get into these ones, and 2007 and the Bay ones and Rise. And of course we'll end with the Michael Bay ones, and then we'll get into Rise of the Ninja Turtles, the movie, which I'm excited. But we are starting with the original 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, starring Judith Hoag, Ellis Codes, Corey Feldman, and Robbie Rist. 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles emerge from the shadows to protect New York City from a gang of criminal ninjas. Now, I remember when the 2014 movie came out, and I went on a TMNT high. I got Volume 1 of the Next Mutation series. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2. I watched them over and over and over again. The 2014 movie, this movie, and Secret of the Ooze started my love for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? The Ninja Turtles is one of the best superheroes out there, right? Superhero gangs. Like, they're out there with like the Avengers and the Justice League, right? So I always wanted to do this, and this movie kind of set the stage for comic book movies. It was kind of, it was these trilogy of movies. So you had Superman 1978, Batman 1989, and Ninja Turtles 1990. I know people would count Dick Tracy in that, but I don't really count Dick Tracy in that, even though that Dick Tracy is a comic book movie. But I think that Superman, the original movie from 1978, which I have reviewed before, and Batman 1989, which I also reviewed before, you can go check those out. And Ninja Turtles 1990 kind of set the stage for modern comic book movies. Like, you did kind of have a dip with Turtles 3 and Batman, Robin, and Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. But then, I think, obviously, when you get to the 2000s, you had, like, Blade, X-Men, and Spawn, and Spider-Man, and all these different good comic book movies. And even the bad ones are not really, like, Batman, Robin, and Superman 4, The Quest for Peace bad, right? But I love this movie. This is such a classic, not just Ninja Turtles movie, but superhero movie. That's how the superhero craze started, which I've obviously went into. And the Ninja Turtles trilogy, obviously, based on the comics and the cartoons, which I just love, especially this one. This one, like, takes mainly elements from the comic book. Like, it takes storylines from the comic book, adapts them very well, and the thing that they mainly take from the cartoon is the Turtles' personalities, because the comic books, they haven't really had personalities. They just had the same color headbands, which they all basically had red headbands, and then they took the headbands and then they took the personalities. So I love how they kind of mixed it. And they also, I think that the Turtles' voices kind of have a 90s, 80s voice actor feel to them, right? Because Robbie Rist kind of sounds similar to Townsend Coleman's Michelangelo. Same as Corey Feldman's Donatello. He sounds similar to Barry Gordon's version of Donatello. And I just love how similar they get those voices without being those voices, because they want to separate the movie from the cartoon, which I think it was a good idea for that. But I love how they did. And I want to give credit to Jim Henson. Like, obviously, I grew up with Jim Henson, with obviously not just these Turtles movies, but also like things like Sesame Street and The Muppets and Bear in the Big Blue House. But being able to capture the spirit of the Turtles. Now, yes, I do prefer the Michael Bay versions. Like, there's no question. But this movie captures the feel of a Ninja Turtles movie. It's dark, it's gritty, it's like, what if the Turtles exist in the Batman 89 / Batman Returns universe, while also being more goofier than those movies. Like, because again, the original 4 Batman movies are my favourite Batman movies of all time, and Batman Returns is my favourite. You can check out those reviews if you want to, and you can see my very few complaints, but even the bad movies have their merits and make it a great series, right? So, but this movie, like, really catches the spirits, and then the fact that he got the spirit from the original Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird comic book. He did a great job at making the Turtles look real as well. And I put all praise on Jim Henson. I thought that was just amazing. The other thing is too, it's the score. John Duprez's score for this movie. John Duprez did a fantastic job at making his own theme for the Ninja Turtles. And not just making a movie version of the cartoon Ninja Turtles theme song. Like, this score to me is up there with like the Batman 89 theme, the Superman theme from John Williams, and obviously the Spider-Man theme by Danny Elfman, and like any of those classic superhero scores. Not so much X-Men. X-Men's kind of like in the middle ground of superhero scores for me, like the that's in the opening of the original trilogy. That theme is kind of obsolete. It's kind of that's not really what I expect out of an X-Men theme. But this is like an Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Superman type theme, and I love the theme. I thought that the theme is fantastic, and John Duprez did a fantastic job with the original Ninja Turtles theme. I thought that was just fantastic. It's interesting that the voice and the puppeteer for Splinter is actually Kevin Clash, who does Elmo on Sesame Street, which is shocking that Kevin Clash can do that type of Splinter voice that was kind of from the cartoon and even future incarnations of the Turtles. Like, you would never thought that the guy who does Elmo on Sesame Street would do a great Splinter voice. Like, I would have never thought that. If you said Elmo Splinter, I would be like, oh no. Really? Like, I love Sesame Street, I do. I grew up with Sesame Street, but I would not want to hear Elmo out of my Splinter, right? But the fact that he did an amazing job of Splinter, really, like, I give him praise for that. And another thing is that I remember I was at school, right, and I follow celebrities all the time, right? So I follow like Rodan Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Evans, and people from Next Step, and Ben Affleck, and all these DC people, right? So I started following some Ninja Turtle people, and I started following Robbie Wrist on Instagram. And then I was just about going to class, and then I checked my phone just to see, because I don't get notifications on Instagram. I would have to check my Instagram to see if anything's new, right? Because I don't get the notifications that go like, oh, this person has posted, right? So when I go to, I'm like, oh, I have a new follower, who is it? And it was Robbie Wrist, and I flipped out. I was like, oh my god, Robbie Wrist is follow me back. This is crazy. So I told my friends, and of course, my friends at school were not big Ninja Turtles fans at all, right? So the fact that they're going like, yeah, but they follow lots of other people, like, no wonder why they have millions of followers. Just kind of swept under the rug. But to me, that was a big deal. And then the fact that, I think it was, and then the fact that the producer of this movie followed me back on my film's account, and like, I'm just like, oh my god, really? This is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. And I'm just like, the Ninja Turtles community is such a welcome community for anyone. Whether if you're an old fan, a new fan, whether you came into because of the Michael Bay movies like I have, or you came in from the original trilogy or the cartoon, the original cartoon or the Next Mutation, like, there's all these ways to discover all these people that worked on these movies, like, before, like, generations before you started watching that Pacific version. And I just love that for Ninja Turtles. And maybe a unpopular opinion, but I think that that Ninja Turtles is a better version of Star Wars. Like, having Shredder be a metal version of Darth Vader, and Splinter being a Yoda kind of character, especially in the scene where the four Turtles are out near the fire and Splinter comes up as a ghost, kind of like Yoda does, or Qui-Gon Jinn, or Obi-Wan or Anakin. And, like, even the point where he becomes a Force Ghost, I just thought that was, like, so cool. Like, this is such a better version of Star Wars to me than Star Wars is to a lot of other people, right? And I think that I'm going to give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1993 1/2 out of 5 stars. I think that this movie gets better and better as it goes along. Like, when you're watching the movie, right? Because at first you're like, oh, this is good, but I don't know what I'm going to feel about it. But as the movie goes along, it gets better and better as you keep progressing throughout the plot. And it goes from good to great. All of these movies are going to be pretty good. They're going to be in the 4 to 5 range. Or even if they are like 3, 3.5, or so, they're still great movies. It's just one of those things where it's like, I can't give them all very 5 out of 5, 4 out of 4 ratings, right? It's just how great the Ninja Turtles franchise is. They are still really good no matter what versions you prefer or what rating you give them. But yeah, so guys, this is the first of my Ninja Turtles reviews. The Journey to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. So I'm very excited to get to Secret of the Ooze and Turtles 3 and TMNT, Turtles Forever, the Bay movies, and Rise of the Turtles movie with you guys. So guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe, also hit the little bell icon to get notified future videos I make. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.